What's up, guys? Today with us, we have an emerging singer, songwriter, musician, and he is from our hometown, Philadelphia. He is breaking into the industry with a voice everyone could fall in love with and runs that even your favorite artist would envy. He was a standout artist in season 16 of The Voice and most recently a finalist on Billboard Samsung NXT. Our guest, Julian King.
What's up, y'all?
What's good?
What's good?
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
You got a fresh cut?
You know, my cousin Lee keeps me together.
Yeah.
Barber to the stars.
You got a shop here?
Yeah, right up Cheltenham, like right at the top of Broad Street, like the tippy top.
Okay.
Where it turns into Cheltenham, you gotta make a left and then boom, the shop right there.
What's it called?
Actually don't know what the shop is called. Well, he got like a chair in the shop.
Yeah, I got you.
He like is between here and Miami. So he's here like every
word.
other week, so I get my cut every other week. But yeah, my cousin Leek, shout out to you, Leek.
Shout out Leek. You did it right.
Thank you, man.
Hell yeah.
In Philly, be serious about our hairlines.
Yeah. Mine, not so much. That's why I got a hat on, but it's all good. So you got a lot going on right now. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about, but I want to take it back to the beginning.
Okay.
You grew up in Philly. You were raised with a church and military family. Is that correct?
Yeah. So, all right. So I was born in Philly, but my mom's husband at the time was in the military. So I do claim Virginia, 2 up, 2 down, and I do claim San Diego, just because I spent a lot of my childhood there.
Yeah.
When he was on I don't even know what the correct term is, but when we were there, when he was deployed there.
Yeah.
But then we came back to Philly, and I've lived majority of my life here. So that's why I tell people I'm from Philly. But yeah. And then my family is really rooted here in the city, like within the church realm.
Okay.
My grandfather was a pastor, and then it just trickled down. Like my grandma, she ran the children's church, and my uncle was the associate pastor, who is now the main pastor. And my aunt did this, and my mom did this, and it was just like a family thing. Right. So yeah, Philly is home though, for sure.
For sure. Yeah. No, I'm sure that kept you guys together.
No, it did. It's crazy because like when I was younger, we were there every week, but as we got older, you know, some people's views change. Some people, you know, are still within it. Yeah, so we see each other, but man, I saw them every week. If I knew nothing else, I knew I was going to see them at least 2 times that week.
I'm sure you guys were so close.
Nah, for sure.
Damn. So you are Black and Japanese?
I am. I'm Black and Japanese.
That's cool.
It's so crazy. Most people assume Hispanic.
Yeah.
I get Puerto Rican, Dominican, I've gotten Filipino, I've gotten Cambodian, I've gotten everything. There was only one woman, I was in the airport. She was like, "Are you Black and Japanese?" And I said, "Are you God? What? How did you know that?"
How did you get that? No, that's cool though. I mean, so is your dad Black or is your dad Japanese?
So my mom is Black and Japanese.
Okay.
My grandma, full Japanese. My uncle, it's like my mom, my uncle, and then my mom's kids, my uncle's kids, my grandma, and then my great-grandparents.
Got you. Okay.
And then the Black side is my dad's side.
Nice. All right. That's cool though. I was looking up some stuff about you, and apparently you found your passion for the stage in a middle school show.
Yeah. All right. So I went to J.R. Masterman off of Spring Garden.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know if it is now. It probably still is, but it was the top academic school in the city. And I went there because I really wanted to be a vet. Like that was my goal in life. I was studying dogs, and man, I had it all planned out. I was going to stay at Masterman for high school and go and study marine biology. And then I was in the 7th, 8th grade. My music teacher like found out I could like sing. And that was like, not the worst mistake, but like I was like, I don't want to do that. Because up until then, I had only really done it in church. Like it was just like church, go be in the arts, and then go to school and repeat.
Right.
I ended up doing the musical. It was The Wizard of Oz, and I was the head Lollipop Guild dude. And I was like, this is kind of interesting. People like reacting this way outside of church. Like before, my singing and dancing was just in church, but I'm doing this like Lollipop Guild thing, and people are liking it. And I was like, oh, this is I like this. Okay, this is easy.
Right.
And then that kind of translated into like the very last second, I'm like, damn, I thought I had this all figured out, but I think I might want to switch high schools. And at the time, I had only really applied to 3 high schools. Central, because my brother was already there. He was playing basketball.
Okay.
Masterman, I was already there, so it was 9 times out of 10 a shoe-in, although we had to reapply. And then Kappa, which I auditioned for, and I got in. And then that kind of changed the trajectory. And boom.
Word. Now look at you.
Right.
Killing it.
That was like a defining moment, though. Like, had I not gone to Kappa, I would have been probably in my 30th year of school by now.
So Kappa was good for you?
No, it was great. It was great. Kappa allowed me the agency to like just explore what it was that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Sing, dance, act, be in musical theater, being a poet. And then I still was challenging myself academically because I was still like, I was in the 6th, 7th grade on a 9th, 10th grade reading level.
Oh, nice.
So by the time I got to Kappa, like I still wanted to keep my mind sharp.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's the musician in me or the like Aquarius in me, but I needed something to like, the creativity was feeding me, but I needed something to like challenge me in a different way. So I was in like all AP honors classes. And I felt like I had a good balance.
Yeah.
And going to Masterman, I felt like I could keep it up because I was already in such a rigorous curriculum that by the time I got to Kappa, I was like, oh, this.
Right.
Easy.
And you said, so your brother went to Central?
265, he was a basketball
What
star.
did he think when you went to Kappa?
Well, at the time, my uncle was already at Kappa.
Okay.
And it didn't really, like, I applied to Central because I knew I was going to get in.
Yeah.
Easy. Academic-wise.
It was like a backup plan?
There. Yeah. And then Masterman, I knew I was going to get in. Kappa, I kind of felt like I might have gotten in, but I got in. And then it was given very much, I had one hell of a choice to make.
Yeah. Damn. So you mentioned your brother. Do you have any other siblings?
Yeah, so I actually have 3 on my mom's side, Rashid, Majesty, and Paige. Okay. And on my dad's side, I have 4, Chrissy, Nye.
Oh, wow. Big
Johnny,
family.
and Seth, yeah.
Wow. What was it like growing up with a family that big?
Well, it's pretty interesting because I just met my biological father like 4 years ago.
For real?
So, yeah, like growing up, I already had a big family.
Yeah.
My siblings and then all my cousins, I swear to you not, we're like a year back to back to back. Like Rashid is what? Quanto. Yeah, it's like 37, 35, 34, 33, 32, 30, 29, 28.
Wow.
25, 24, 23, 22. Like literally all of us back to back to back. So it felt like I already had a bunch of siblings.
Okay, a whole basketball team.
Meeting my dad's side of the family, I'm like, I got more.
Damn. I have 2 sisters, one older sister and a younger sister.
That's it.
So sometimes I envy people that have big families like that. But I love my sisters too. They're great.
Yeah, I will say that having a big family, I feel like it prepared me for life. Like, I dealt with some things a lot sooner. And
right.
I feel like I had more of a fighting spirit a lot faster.
True. And with all those people, like they're all going through their own experiences. So you can learn through them. And it's not just like, you have to figure out life on your own. Like you got a whole group with you at all times.
Agreed. And it's cool to be able to lean on people.
Yeah, definitely.
Who are close to you. And like,
you need that. Life is hard, man.
You do. And at the end of the day, like there's nothing that we can really do to get away from each other unless we just try to like completely remove ourselves from each other's lives. Right. We're still connected by blood, like a family. So,
or you could move all the way across the world to China. Which is what you did. Can you tell us about that?
That was good. That was good. So the year was 2017. And at the time, it was just like a lot of shit going on. Mm-hmm. I had the option to renew my job, but I didn't sure if I wanted to work there. And then by the time I told them that I wanted to renew it, I had lost it. My lease was coming up. I had just broken up with my first boyfriend. It was like a lot of like shit that was going on.
Okay.
And I remember getting a Facebook message from one of my friends like, yo, would you be interested in a year tour? Like, and I was like, yeah, where at? He was like, China. And I was like, ooh, how long? But then when I really sat back, I was like, I have nothing holding me back.
Right.
I already just felt like I experienced a lot of loss. Oh, and at the same time, I had just let go of my management at the time and my production team at the time. So I just felt real like empty. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. Like the air sign in me was like, go. And I did it. I was gone 19 days later.
Damn.
I packed up my apartment so fast. I sold everything so fast. And stored it at a family member's house and was gone.
19 days.
Yeah, I was out.
I cannot picture that. Just 19 days, just going to the other side of the world.
I think spiritually I was already ready.
Yeah.
And I felt like something was going to happen. I just didn't know what that thing was. So when it came and I recognized that it was that thing, I was like, oh, bet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It made sense.
Yeah. And at the time I was sick of living. I was living at the corner of Aramingo and Lehigh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it was. And then, like right down the street, not even half a block, it's the firehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
That's right over there.
I was ready to go.
I'm curious. In China, do they have Philly rolls, or is that just an Americanized sushi roll?
All right. So in the first city that I was in, it's called Changsha.
Changsha.
That's where they shot the Avatar movie, the Blue People Avatar. Yeah, up in the mountains of Hunan. They call the district like Hunan. But
yeah.
Like, all right, so like Hunan would be like the county.
Okay.
And then Changsha was like the city.
All right. That makes sense.
I used to live on like the 70th floor of a Grand Hyatt. And after my shows, I would walk through the streets to get street food and
Yeah.
So there was this one alleyway, and that was where they how they say, oh, over in China, they eat dogs. And
Yeah.
Bro, this is my first time walking in a street in China and seeing like hung upside down dogs.
Stop.
And I was like, so I'm like, where are we going, y'all? So we get to the middle of the block and there's this like Americanized like little hole in the wall type place. And they would sell like pizza, fries, burgers.
Really?
They had Philly cheesesteak rolls. They had ice cream. They had like, it was like a weird type of like thing. And if you didn't know, then you didn't know. But in China, like while I experienced so much of their like local food, I also ate a lot of American food.
Okay.
I also just tried to stay like more on the local side because I wanted to experience something different. Absolutely. And I didn't want to be like, what does that say about you living in China and all you want to eat is burgers and pizza? That means that you are still at home. Yeah. And for me, I kind of was like, I wanted to try something different, which I'm glad I did because I ended up losing a lot of weight because the food was like a lot fresher. Yeah. A lot leaner. It wasn't really fatty. Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't drinking that. I was drinking like, one of my favorite juices was freshly pressed watermelon juice. Ooh. In Chinese, you say "hami guaji." Hami guaji. Hami guaji. Hami guaji. Hami guaji. Hami guaji. Yeah, ji. Yeah, that's how you say watermelon juice.
Watermelon juice. I love watermelon, so I would need to know that if I went to China.
I had to learn like some of my juices, some of my meats. I really made sure that I learned my numbers because I needed to make sure that these taxi drivers weren't
finessing.
Yep. Yeah. And they tried a few times.
I'm sure.
So I had to learn how to ask taxi drivers to take me here and there. And my favorite part of Chinese culture, I love that they are such hard workers. Like, we think we work hard here, but we really don't. No. And yeah, America is great. It's big, it's huge, it has a lot of people. But their population in China is something stupid. Yeah. And so the mentality that I found out from my Chinese friends were that like, because there's so many, I'm gonna just act like I'm them. I'm gonna say it from their point.
Go ahead.
Because there's so many of us, we have to work really hard to kind of stand out, which is why Americans think they dress quirky or they do like little weird, stupid things because in their minds, it's not stupid. They're just, one, they're either just having fun, or two, is just really trying to like
express themselves
and kind of stand out from the amount of people that are there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is surreal.
And then because there's so many people, you're very disposable. I mean, one of my friends, we used to smoke all the time and listen to the song Oil and Water by Rationale. So shout out. He literally told me that like, I don't know what it's like for the American Chinese, but like for the Chinese, they only have off on Chinese New Year.
That's it.
Which is why Chinese New Year, they don't do anything for like 3 weeks, something like that.
Oh, okay.
They go, they stay with their family. They don't leave the house. They eat, they drink. They don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Because they work every day. Like they work every day.
That's their vacation every year.
Yep.
The Chinese New Year.
So that's probably one of the whenever I think I'm tired, I'm like, okay, Julian, get some rest, but you can keep going.
Yeah.
You can keep going.
That's my motto. Keep going.
Yeah.
Always. Because it's really, at the end of the day, you don't really have much of a choice. You just got to keep going. I mean, there's two choices. Everybody knows the other one, but keep going.
They also taught me to like be good stewards of what you have. They make like shit,
appreciate.
They make shit work with what they got. Over
Yeah.
there. From the ones who have the least amount of money to I've seen and mingled and clunked drinks with some of the richest, because they would come to the Grand Hyatt and hear me sing. They make do with what they got.
Right.
And I used to walk the streets and see those who even had less than me and were still so grateful and still so appreciative of what they had. And they took what they had and tried to maximize it. And it taught me to keep going.
Word. I love that. All right, let's bring it back. I found this funny. So when you were younger, you were actually in a Will Smith music video. And
how'd you find out?
You said that you purposely fell so that Will Smith and Patti LaBelle could pick you up. What was going through your head at such a young age?
All right, no shade. It was actually my mom's fault. So, girl, I done kept this a secret for all these years. This thing is very much just coming out now. So, my mom, my uncle, and I call him my uncle, Uncle Keith, what's up? They were all really cool. They were like in the scene.
Yeah.
My uncle dated Jill Scott.
Oh, shit.
My mom went to high school with Jill Scott. Like,
wow.
They were all working on music and like they were in the scene. So it was because of Keith and my mom's like relationship with Keith and that they got us to be in the video.
Yeah.
It was me, my brother, and then my cousin Dez. And then my mom and Aunt Sandra, they came, but for the most part, it was just us. So I was trying to figure out like, okay, this is kind of interesting. It's only me, my brother, okay. But it was like a memory that I remember and I probably will remember for the rest of my life.
Of course, yeah. So
my mom, she's like, all right, y'all, y'all want to be in a music video? And I'm like, what? Like, what? Whose video?
Yeah.
What is? And she's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm like, okay. Bro, I get to set and it's a Will Smith video. And this always stumps me, so I probably need to lock it in my memory. It was getting jiggy with it.
Really?
It was getting jiggy with it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was getting jiggy with it. Actually, if you look it up and you look, the music video where he goes around Philly, is that it?
I think.
Oh my gosh, you about that? I'm on the still. That's how I. Let me look it up. But nonetheless, I was on that music video, and I was really nervous. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go say hi to Patty. We didn't know Patty was going to be in the video. And I honestly don't even think that they ended up using that in the video when I think back, but either way. And my mom was like, all right, just go fall in front of her. And I'm looking at her like, girl, go fall in front of her. And I was like, but you know what? I ain't no bitch. All right, let's get it. And I went to go fall in front of both of them, and Will helped me up, and then she helped me up. And she was like, you all right, baby? This is a real old black woman. Like, you okay, sugar? And we talked for like maybe 10 seconds. And Will I think he like cracked the joke. Like, so I'm like, hey, you need to watch where you going. Like something funny. Yeah. And then I all I remember was being so petrified. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I like skated off. And I have remembered that all my life. Like I don't really remember too much of like going from this location to this location to this location. But like pictures are popping in my head. Like, okay, we were at the park. Yes. Okay, we were at the ice skating rink. Okay, yeah, we were at the Rocky Steps. You know? Yeah. And it was a lot of fun. It was really cool being a part of something that young that like, I didn't know that I'd be shooting music videos myself years later, you know?
It's crazy how life works.
And that's why Will Smith, like, and I'm connected to him in a few different ways, but like, I can't wait to like officially meet him. Yeah. I've met Jada, I've met the kids, I've met his mom, I've been in his mom's house, like Miss Carolyn, shout out to you. Yeah. I've been invited to like their events and stuff. Because one of my friends was assisting the family. Okay. And I've yet to meet Will. Well, but it's gonna come. I feel like this is just destiny. Like life always has its weird ways of coming back full circle. We're gonna laugh about it. Exactly. You're gonna be like, yo. And I'm gonna show him the video. I was in this video when I just want to confirm. Just a little jiggy with it. Freaking it. Come on, get freaked. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Come on. Yep. That was it. Okay. That was it. Okay. It was in the winter. It was cold. It was always cold as shit outside. Yep. Freaking it. We got it. Freaking it. Shout out Will Smith, man. Shout out to Will Smith. That's dope. Man. That's a cool story. But yeah, hopefully one day you're going to be. It's going to happen. Yo, you got to have him in a music video now. I feel like I'm so connected to him in so many ways. Like me and his sister, we used to smoke weed all the time. Like I used to like, man, it was. If there's one thing I've learned, we're so connected. Yeah, and if there's one thing I've learned, you can get in any door. If you try hard enough, you can get in any door pretty much. It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. All I wanna do. Pulling with the crew, eyes on you, nothing else matters. I've been giving you clues, showing you signs, tell me what you rather do. Cause certainly you can count on me to love you. And we just met, but I already know that I want you. We got 24 hours, let's exchange bodies. Have you reflected how it got started? If I was your boyfriend, I could take you higher. Painting the picture, nothing I'm missing. Cause now I got you, now I got you, now I got you. Yeah. And all I wanna do, yeah. Passenger side, hop in my whip. Let me take you for a ride, take you places you never been, and you with the shits. Relax, let me blow your mind, but I know that you do. Think it's best we go our separate ways. Let me plead my case and tell you on the way. Ooh, cause certainly you can count on me loving you. And we just met, but I already know that I want you. We got 24 hours. And if I was your boyfriend, I could take you higher. Painting the picture. Now I got you. Now I got you. Now I got you. only got 24. Thank you, good sir.
So on The Voice, you chose All Time Low.
No, American Idol.
What?
American Idol. I'm kidding.
I was like, bro, I did my research. You really had me though. I was like, fuck. What did I do wrong?
Shake shit up.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, so you chose All Time Low. You fucking crushed it, by the way. Which
actually,
I think
it was
is obvious.
It was fate, for real. No shade. They tried to get me to sing another song.
Oh, for real?
But at the time, I was irritated with the choice because I just felt like...
Okay, so someone who's a fan of those shows, I was watching The Voice since it first started, right? So you're telling me they like give you suggestions to perform, or you can just perform any song you want?
What I will say is that in the blind audition, I don't know why they would give me that song choice, actually.
Really?
I was in a season which I was around a lot of really talented, like, Black people. And I'm like, out of all of us, the only one that's Black and Japanese, you want to sing You Got It Bad by Usher? I'm like, this doesn't do anything to highlight who I am as a person,
right?
The type of music I'm into, nor me vocally. And at the time, there were like 2 other singing shows that had just done that song live. And the last one of the dudes from Philly, it was the same song.
Really?
I was like, no, it's not gonna work. And so they went to revisit my auditions. So I met in New York one time, and then they flew me out to LA, and then I made the show.
Okay.
From the executive auditions, they were like, based off your exec's audition, I think I sang a Bruno song, Adele in Spanish, and played at the keys, and and they were like, we'd love for you to sing All Time Low. And I remember getting the email in my hotel room, and I said, hey, y'all just fucked up. Boom, made it.
Bro.
I knew in my spirit I was gonna make it.
Even if I never got to see the coaches part, I would have said, yo, you crushed that shit. But within 10 seconds, John Legend pressed his button. And then within
it was special.
Seconds after that, Adam Levine.
Yeah, it was special.
And he was blocked.
It was special because like John Legend's also one of them artists that I feel so connected to.
Yeah,
all my friends play for him. They sing for him. They work with him. They're on tour with him right now. Like, and he also went to school here.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm also a fan. So like I wanted to be on John's team. It was his first season. But then I'm like, Adam, like, I love Adam. It's like they had just done the Super Bowl, and I had just covered like a bunch of Maroon 5 songs, and I was like torn the entire time. So it wasn't total shock that it was them two. Yeah. Although I did think my girl Kelly was gonna turn around. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yo, it was funny. I'm sure you've seen the video. You've probably watched them. But she was like, right before you go on, she's like, I think this one's gonna be good. Yeah. She was vibing, but yeah, she didn't. So after John Legend pressed his button, immediately after Adam Levine pressed his, but he was blocked.
Yeah, he's blocked. So like that season, that's when they started the block.
Okay.
Whereas like
that was new to me.
Kind of think about it like your mom coming out and bringing plates of food for your siblings. Yeah. But she's coming out one plate by another plate. And you know, some plates might have more greens. It look like this piece of meat is bigger. And so it's like you go for that plate, and that means if you use the block, then that means that your sister couldn't get that plate.
Gotcha.
So she had no choice.
So by him pressing that button, he automatically...
He automatically got me if no one else had turned around. So like say Blake turned around, then my choice would have been between John. Oh,
so he would have only blocked Adam. Is that correct?
Yes, he could only block Adam.
Gotcha.
Because he felt like Adam was going to turn around. Yeah. For me.
Which he did.
And it would have been cool to work with him too. That was his last season. So it was a bittersweet.
What'd you think of that whole Adam Levine situation where he was gonna name his new child after this Instagram model. You saw that whole thing that went? Oh yeah, it was a big deal.
What happened? He was
like DMing this Instagram model, and he says he never cheated on his baby moms, but he wanted to name their child after this girl that he was talking to on Instagram. And it was a big thing, but I just thought it was kind of weird.
Tricky. That is kind of weird.
That's
what
wild.
did they name the baby?
I don't even know.
I'm hollering.
I like get invested in these stories, and then I forget about them. I don't even look back.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. No, it was interesting that last season. It was John's first season. Kelly and Blake had just gotten off tour. Adam just did the Super Bowl. It was like a lot of hype going around the show. And it was the first season they did the cross battles, which I think that was the last season. It was like a one and done. So like there were things that happened in my season that I really felt like helped the season stand out.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for that show because one, I got to sing one of my favorite songs live on television. Like it's a moment I will never ever
Which
forget.
one was that?
All Time Low.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
It had been like the song of my life for 2 years, and then y'all let me sing it. Y'all let me sing it on
like
the
you're
show.
talking about. That's fate. They emailed you that, and that's been your song. So
that was my song, and now I can't like not sing it anywhere.
Yeah,
it's a part of me. But to have a song that's not yours, a part of you, like attached to your story.
Yeah,
I'm not mad that it's All Time Low.
No, that's a great song.
So it was good. It was good, and I'm grateful for that time because like. It was because of the show that I got verified on Instagram and I got verified on, so it was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And I was like starting to make my first SAG-AFTRA checks and working with stylists. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And it was my first like thing that I did coming back from China. So I was like, because I was already kind of worried, like, damn, being gone for a year, that's kind of tough coming back.
Well, that was the perfect.
It was the perfect. It was the perfect. I felt like that year didn't even really exist. It was great, actually.
That's crazy. Is there one specific takeaway you could from having John Legend as your coach?
One takeaway.
Maybe it was like some really great advice he gave you or something.
I think it was the advice that he gave me without saying anything, for real. I think that John Legend really respected who I was vocally, musically, creatively, like all of it. And he allowed me space. He allowed me to exist in a space that wasn't really curated specifically for me and allowed me to be me in those spaces. Yeah. I remember the battle, like, bro, I arranged that whole battle. I rearranged the chord progression at the end. Yeah. It was given very much, I'm going to sing this, he finna sing that, I'm going to sing this. And after doing that, and the first, like, thing that me and him did, I felt like he just allowed it. And that was encouraging to me. That was encouraging for me to realize that, like, okay, just continue to trust that thing, because that thing is allowing these other people to respect you. Right.
Just being yourself.
Yep.
Natural, authentic. Julian King.
You said natural, offensive?
Authentic.
Oh, I thought you said offensive.
No.
I'm hollering.
Julian King, that's not your real name, right? Julian probably is.
Wow.
I'm just guessing.
Wow. I will say you caught me off guard with this question there.
Why?
Not too many people ask.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just assume. I think I really do carry myself like a king, so maybe.
Yeah.
But Julian King is my name.
Okay.
We ended up adding King at the time, just because. One, I think it worked well to kind of get, like, my family is so connected to the city, like, religiously, that everyone would have known what was attached to that last name. Okay. Which is not a problem. Right. I love my family and I love the Lord, and it's given very much, like, so happy I grew up the way I did. Yeah. But we were trying to decipher that thin line, and my managers came to me at the time and they were like, yo, we believe in you so much, like, we could see you being a great. And with anyone with the last name King, almost everybody with the last name King from Ben E. King to Martin Luther King to all the kings, man. Like, it gives very
Shout out all
much.
the
I could
kings.
see you being that great, so let's throw King on the back, and just let you just boom. And I think it was because of that I felt like I jumped out the gate as strong as I did.
Yeah.
My first show was at Underground Arts. I sold that thing out.
Nice.
The entire city came out, and I really felt like I was now on a new path up.
Yeah, like I deserve to be here.
Yeah, I just started to own it. And my entire journey up until now has really always been about owning who I was and how I felt and how I wanted to dress and what inspired me and who I wanted to love and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, shout out to the baby. This is his weed, and man,
Yeah.
it's giving very much.
How long you been smoking weed for? Those are the runs I was talking about. Crazy.
Since 2016.
16?
Yeah, 2016. I was on
a great year.
I was on my first time smoking ever. I can't believe we're having this conversation. My first time smoking, one of my friends had just booked Nicki Minaj. Fashion Rocks. She did this show in New York City. What was the name? That was the name of the show, right? Fashion Rocks. And he had booked that, and then he had booked the tour right afterwards. This is during the Pink Print era.
Yeah.
So I was so excited for him. Like, I was like, bro,
That's huge.
I'm coming to New York, and we are going out, and we're spending all of the money that I just made this week because what the hell?
Yeah.
And
It's Nicki Minaj.
he was like, I was with him. He was like, you smoke? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I wanted to have fun, bro. But like, well, he was like, just take one pull. I took one pull and I sat down. Bro, next thing you know, I started like, the back of my neck started getting hot. Then I felt like I saw like the color purple and like a galaxy type. I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. I had never really experienced anything like that before. So I was like, okay, let me just chill. I don't even know where to even get this stuff and how to even make this stuff. I don't know what to do. Let me just chill. 2 years later, I end up on a tour. And I kept trying to figure out where all the musicians were going after each show. And I smoked with them and I did it again. I was like, oh, I enjoy this. This is like a nice, like, ooh. And then my creative, when I'm high, I wrote all of my best songs when I was high.
Yeah?
So yeah, it's been since 2016.
That's dope. Would you consider yourself more of a homebody or someone that goes out to and likes to party?
I feel like I'm real 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm an air sign, so naturally we can just go. We just, like, I'll be at your house in 3 hours. We going to New York, we getting dinner, we going to da-da-da, and I will be ready with the quickness. But my moon is real heavy, and I'm a Taurus moon. And that's the part of me that needs groundedness.
Yeah.
Like, living out in the county where I live now, I love it. I know when I go home, it's going to be peaceful. The block is going to be quiet. And I just want to be in that. I want to recharge in that. That's how I recharge.
Right. Yeah, no, I feel like it's so important to have that balance. Like, obviously you want to go out and you want to be sociable and have a life, but you also need to
But
rest
I do
and
like
relax.
to go out.
Yeah.
Baby. And I will pump and be out for hours and hours and hours.
All right. So I'm also a bartender. That's what I do.
Where at?
In Bethlehem, where I live.
Okay.
It's called the Tally Ho.
Okay. Shout out to the Tally Ho.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, like, do you have like a signature drink that you like, or is it just like whatever I'm feeling tonight?
Okay. Yeah. I'm really one of those mixy people. Like, it just depends on what my mood is.
Yeah.
You can always count on a double tequila sunrise, but not orange juice, pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice instead of orange juice. Got you.
And a double, because then it's like sweet, but it's also strong, and I can kind of like be cute with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I want to go out and I'm like, I want to just like kind of chill and really just like enjoy my drunk like this.
Yeah.
Then I'll go for whiskey ginger.
Okay.
If I want to like be out here and feel it like Anna Wintour and be given very much Iron Man prowess, then I'm gonna go for Jameson on the Rocks.
Jameson on the Rocks.
So yeah, it just really depends. But tequila is always a good girl. She allows me to like be in control still.
Yeah. Okay. See, I don't hear that too often when people talk about tequila.
Oh,
usually it's the opposite.
No. I have my fun.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I go there, but I'm in control of my drunk, like my mixiness when I'm with tequila. When I go dark, it's giving very much.
Fuck it.
Yep.
Fuck. I would consider you a fashionista. I think you have good style.
Thank you.
Where did that come from? Like, what influenced you?
You know, it's interesting because my mom was a cosmetologist for like 25, feels like 30 years. And we always were fly. But, you know, I used to dress like really like boyish when I was younger. Like fresh white tees and straight backs and forces shell tops and giving very much oversized airbrushed shit. And it was giving like but in my childhood, I knew that wasn't really like I'm aligning with this, but I feel like there should be more like colors and pizzazz and like make people think. And so I just started like matching, like one day I would leave the house with a hoodie and I put like a little scarf underneath. And then the next day I'd like try this and try that. And so all my life I feel like I'm like,
you just been experimenting a little bit
of that, a little bit of this. And I love that it's kind of like this metamorphosis type of energy that's living inside of me. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm in a hoodie and sweatpants, with a scarf and a jacket and some forces. Sometimes you might catch me in some really short shorts and a crop top and maybe, I don't know, like it changes, but that's the cool thing that I love about fashion. It's like I can put it all together in so many different ways. That's what I love about it.
Whenever you want.
That's kind of how I envision it. Like I wake up and when I go to get dressed, it's like, all right, how do I feel? Like
exactly.
What are you trying to give? What is this? You trying to be mixy? I'm dressing like that. If I want to be chill, it's giving that. And I've kind of had that duality kind of like all my life when it came to that, like fashion. I've
always loved fashion. I think for me, when I was younger, I always used to get made fun of, like, why you wore that shirt 2 times this week, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then like after high school was when I started like getting my own money and could like shop for myself and stuff. Then it was like game over. I was like, I can express myself however I want, whenever I want. I can wear whatever color I want. Like, it doesn't matter. It should be like whatever I'm feeling. Exactly what you said. I wake up today and I'm joyful. I'm in a good mood. I'm wearing colors. Wear some colorful shit. You know what I mean?
And bro, for real, like even growing up, like we had clothes. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't given very much. Like our parents were spending thousands and thousands of dollars on birthdays with this and that. So like I made what I had work. And I switched it up. And if I'm gonna wear the same t-shirt, then I'm gonna wear it with this, and then I'm gonna put this on, and I'm gonna wear these wacky shoes, and it's gonna create this like.
But you're gonna make, you know what I mean?
Like, bro. Yeah. And that's why one of my favorite, like, this will most likely change when I get some money. But I think it'll still keep the same essence of it.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorite places to shop are thrift stores. Yeah. I love finding little pieces gems that, like, no one will have. Like, me and my best friend talk about it all the time. When we go to a thrift store, we go straight to the jewelry section. We call those Nana's pieces. Okay. And those are those little like trinklets that we will wear, like that we know nobody is going to have. Like, this literally came from someone's Nana or their grandmother or like whoever, grandpa, whoever. So we go and find the rings and the necklaces that are just different. And they're very like, okay, it's not, you're not wearing a toilet seat cover around your neck, but you're wearing like, this is cute. Like, this is, okay.
I see you.
You know, it adds some pizzazz to the situation. And so now, like, normally if I go to a new city, that's one of the first things I'll do is go to a thrift store and like, you know.
Okay. Yeah, you got to find those hidden
Look
gems.
around, peruse.
Because there are some hidden gems out there, that's for sure.
Like 3 weeks ago, I went to the thrift store to like sell some clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this really dope denim like tote bag.
Right.
And I'm a huge fan of tote bags, especially in the spring and summer and like early fall. Normally I'm a book bag guy, but I love a tote. And it was just
can't go wrong with a nice
it was
tote.
fab. It was fab. It was $20 too. Levi's, the good denim too, that good dark blue denim. Oh, it's great.
Bags are such an accessory to have.
What?
It's like,
bro, I got so many different bags. I got a North Face duffel. I got a little Louis Vuitton. I got a spray ground. I got black leather book bag. Like, I love bags. It's like a cool little accent to who you are.
Yeah.
And because I feel like my sense of fashion fluctuates, then I need to have something for everybody, so that when I wake up and I'm committing to wearing this outfit and do, it supports that.
right.
You know, that's how I feel.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I love fashion. I hope to one day like have a line of my own,
That'd be dope.
or create like something along the lines of what it is that I love, which is clothes and people looking good and feeling good. Because when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, like,
It's a game changer.
yeah, for sure.
That's why people be like, oh, you're going to Wawa. Why you getting dressed to go to Wawa or some shit? I will always, and most of the time, I'm not even just chilling at my house in like sweatpants and like I'm always dressed to like go somewhere. You know what I mean? It could be nothing crazy, just like jeans and a hoodie, but like
My go-to gas station look, it just depends on the season, but I will throw on a crop hoodie and some shorts and a fur coat and some boots and some glasses, a scarf, and go right to Wawa, pump my gas, and get me a chicken Caesar wrap and some Lay's chips, and be on out.
You never know who you're gonna run into either. That's what I'm saying.
What were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I wanted to kind of come back to the music a little bit. So you are an artist for Sound Better. What is Sound Better?
Bro, oh, wow. Shout out
Sound Better.
At Sound Better. The company just officially followed me on Instagram. It's feeling real.
Nice.
So I found out about Sound Better. So Sound Better is a marketplace that's online, where people who are in the industry or people who are outside of the industry can come. Think of it like a Craigslist.
Okay.
And you come and you put up a job posting, and it's like, hey, I'm looking for someone to write my girlfriend of 4 years a song. I need it written. I need music. I need this. I need that. Da, 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 da. Who wants it? Or someone will reach out. Like, I've been reached out to. I just did a job for Sony Music in Japan. I was demoing this song for this K-pop group.
Okay.
And he reached out to me. He's like, hey, will you record this song? Let me know how fast you can get it back to me. I need everything done. Leads, background stacks, harmonies. I need a full balance. I need wet and dry stems. I need da-da-da-da. Now, I have all that capability. Y'all know, because of course. So I was like, yeah, I definitely can do it. And then I got the job. It's like this network of like the industry's most talented people, which is why it took me so long to get in, bro. It took me almost 4 years of waiting to get in, to become like a member. That's ironically, when I just joined, I had booked this one job. This girl had found me, and I'm like, I don't even know how you found me. I'm not even really a member, but I was still able to do the job. And but over the years, I had like beefing up my credits and beefing up what I'm capable of producing, and my voice got better, and it ended up working out. Excuse me, that I got it when I got it, and this just happened like maybe 3 weeks ago, and it's really one of the biggest blessings, because that assures me that I can make music anywhere, but I can also make money making music anywhere. So like the work that I do is remote from my crib. Yeah, I could pick up my crib and go to Aspen and be in the middle of the woods, and no one will know, because the work is still getting done. Nothing changes.
That's crazy. So it's kind of like Fiverr for like the music industry,
but much bigger, because Sound Better was already thriving. Spotify bought it.
Okay.
Like maybe 3 years ago, and then the company bought it back from Spotify, and then now it's this growing entity.
Okay.
So I really believe that's why it took me that long to get in, because there was a lot going on.
Accusation by Spotify.
One of my girlfriends, she told me like when Spotify bought it, they kind of stopped. They like halted everything just so Spotify could come in and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But now that it's back, boom, I'm in there.
Yeah.
But it's honestly one of the biggest blessings. I've already done about 5 jobs within the last 3 weeks.
What would those jobs entail?
So my first job was I was demoing a song called "Cancel Christmas." Then I did this other pop song. He was writing this song for a publishing company, and then I did the song for Sony Music Japan, and then just recently I just cut this hook of this, like, I think the guy is African, but I don't really know, but it's like an inspirational song, and I cut the hook, and then boom, the job was over. So like it's kind of weird. Like right now,
so it's an inspirational song called "Cancel Christmas."
No. These are like multiple jobs.
Oh,
so
okay.
Like,
I was gonna say
that job.
I need to hear this.
And then now I'm like working on this guy's Christmas song, his lyrics. Another one, I'm kind of just demoing this interesting like Ghostbusters weekendy type of 80s synthy type of song.
Yeah.
Right now. And I got like, I'm helping this one girl craft a song. I'm helping this other guy. It's like a lot of different type of jobs, but it's kind of cool because I do wear so many hats. So like, it's nice to be able to like, okay, for this one, I can be this, and then I can do this, and I can do this. And it feels like I'm being evenly spread and like getting better and better at each thing, evenly spread out.
Nice.
But really, really like as an independent artist, being able to make money doing what I was already doing for myself, which was writing, recording, top lining, background, all of that, like to get paid for it now, it's like one of the biggest blessings.
For sure.
And within the first 3 weeks, I already have 5 jobs completed, and I have 4 more in my queue. And like now I'm getting higher up I'm on the top male vocalist page already, but like now it's even because I'm booking so fast and turning around so fast. So my hope is that I can get to this spot where I'm making enough money that like I can move to LA and I can really like just continue to grow and grow and grow. Start being a part of like bigger sessions and singing background for other artists and working with other artists, and like that's my ultimate.
Yeah.
So shout out to Sound Better. I love y'all.
Shout out Sound Better. Sounds like dope company.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really for the artist. Like the artist is in control. We're in control of what jobs we want to pick, which jobs we want to accept or decline. We're in charge of how much we charge for these different jobs. And the one thing I love about Sound Better is that they don't take a lot of money, bro. No. They literally take 10%, if that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like majority of what you're making is yours.
Yeah.
And that puts so much power into me and the authority that I have over my gift and how I use it.
Right.
And it just enables me to really believe in myself.
Yeah. And just focus on that then, because you're making money on it. So
and have money for
you. Exactly. Yeah. Yo, so you were a finalist on Billboard's Samsung Next competition. What are the differences between The Voice and this competition? And would you favor one over the other?
Ooh. The difference was one was on national television and was really geared towards the artists that were in the chairs. And then this one was geared towards the release of a new piece of technology and intertwined through social media and the world we live in. Okay.
I'm assuming that's the Billboard.
Yeah, it was interesting because The Voice is live. Live performing, and then it's live. So it's a different type of experience. I I'm grateful to have been in a space where I was able to like, yeah, I'm not wearing that. Or can we do this? Or all right, this is how we doing the music. Like I was able to still be myself in that experience.
Yeah.
This last experience, I didn't even have to think about it. Like it was pretty much like whatever I wanted to sing, how I wanted to sing it. I was just responsible for recording myself and putting a video and using the technology the way that they need me to, and following the directions to be able to like complete the task. And that I'm more of a fan of that style of like living in general. Like, what is the plan? Give me the instructions, very beautifully explain them. Okay. And then leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like a bunch of, and it was a bunch of in the first experience. So
I got you.
I would say that I probably would favor the second one, just because like I didn't have to compete against so many people.
Yeah.
It was like 50, it was like hundreds to even get to the 50.
Yeah.
And then the 48, whatever. And then it kept getting knocked down versus this last one was only 12 people. And then it was only 3 of us. So it was a different experience.
Yeah. Well, you placed second.
I did.
How did that feel? Were you like, yeah, I belong here? Or was there like a feeling of
like disbelief or disappointment, or what do you?
Yeah, I guess it would be like, okay, I came in second place, I'm here. Or was it, I came in second place, like maybe I don't deserve to be here?
I do know that like when I made it to the top 3, I was like, okay, yes, like the amount of work that I put in, life in general, it felt like I was being rewarded with a really nice moment in life.
Yeah.
That was very deserving of the work that I had already put in. Being in top 3 was like, okay, this was interesting because I was kind of confused having to work androids again and really like film with them, let alone edit with them and post with them, send with them. I'm like, oh my God. It was wild when I first started. Now by the end, I had gotten through it, but it was like a challenge for me too. So I'm like, okay.
I feel that.
I felt fulfilled in that aspect. And then I also got to wear what I want. I got to do each of the challenges the way that I wanted to do them. Yeah. Edit them the way I wanted to edit them. Like it was like, okay, I enjoy this. Sure. Everything is just flowing. I'm not really having to jump too many hurdles to get to what is supposed to be a beautiful representation of who I am.
Right.
I believe that I possess the gift and the uniqueness and the nerve and the talent to have won. But there were like a few ways that I kind of processed it. The first way I processed it was, well, you could be really, 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 really good at something, and you could have done the best within a certain group of something, and you could still not win. Yeah. I literally have watched Beyonce not win Album of the Year after year after year after year of putting so much work into what she does. So yeah, that was the first way I processed it. And the second way I processed it was just like, if nothing else, this put a fire under my ass to work even harder. Yeah. And to just know that when you continue to work hard, that you'll be rewarded with these like beautiful life moments. Right. Would it have been nice to have won? Hell,
of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I already felt like I had won in so many different ways. Yeah. And in so many different ways, I didn't have to say the things that people felt like I should be saying by not winning. Yeah. Because everyone was already saying it. Right. Like, there were people who walked up to me that worked at the venue that came to me and were like, bro, you should have won that. Yeah. There were audience members, and like, I don't know who all of what they invited like to the show, but I invited like industry people. Like I had Apple Music there, and I had Motown Records there, and I had R&B stars sitting there, and I had background singers and professional songwriters, and like it was giving very much that. And everybody kind of was really saying the same thing, so I didn't really feel like I needed to like, oh, I should have. No, I kind of was like taking in the moment really, and like, okay, I didn't win, all right, but in so many other ways, I feel like I won. I had so many really beautiful experiences through it, and at the end of the day, like, I know I was capable of that win. There were probably things that like were beyond my pay grade, as they say, that I just don't know about.
Yeah. I'm glad you saw it that way, and that's why I asked the question the way I did, because I feel like I look at things in different perspectives, and I saw it from that. Like, you came in second, but that was such a win, just being there and being second place. Like, that's huge regardless. So
I still get to run with that.
I'm just glad you saw it the way that you did.
Yeah. I got some great photos. I got great videos. I felt like it was like a moment. I was excited for my 30th birthday. I've been losing so much weight. Like, I've been losing so much weight over the past few months, and I felt like I looked good. I felt good. It was given very much like it didn't matter for real. Like, I had already won.
I'm here.
And then because I had gone in with that mentality, I had them extend my trip. I stayed out there for a week, and every day I was in sessions. Every day I was meeting with the girls. Every day I was got. Like, I got records under my belt. I was with one of the biggest producers while I was there. I was meeting with all the girls out there because it was given very much, this is why I'm out here. Yeah. For real. Like, I already don't like competitions for real. So like, I'm grateful for the Voice, and I'm grateful for the John, but in my mind, I'm like, I don't really like that any of us have to have this feeling of like we need to prove ourselves, because we're all so different, and you winning something really is subjective to whoever is in charge of deciding that.
True. That's why I just look at it as another platform to get your name out there.
That was a
more
real
than a competition
chapter in the book.
Right.
But the book, bitch, is nowhere near it being done.
Nope.
So
not at all.
It was cool. Like, and I also did some things that I never, like, for real, before then, I wasn't really posting reels or knew how to really work it. And TikTok still scares me.
Yeah.
I just, like, I feel so old, one, and then two, because I feel like I waited so long to try to figure it out. It gives very much, I'm stressed.
Right.
But it kind of pushed me in a different way that, you know, now I help other people with their social media.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? So it's been kind of cool in a lot of different ways.
For sure. I mean, social media in general is just such a big tool for music artists.
It is. I just wish I didn't have to do it.
I wish. That's why you gotta get a team to do it.
I'm grateful for my team that does help me with everything now, but I can't wait to get to the day where, like, I don't have to worry about any of the social media apps. Like, I'll pay someone to do that, and I just want to live and be and do in the moment. Like, that's why I have so many unread text messages in my phone, because I hate being stuck to my phone. I hate being glued to it.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that I have to do, and I have to post, and I have to because I need to stay in the algorithm, and I need people to continue to, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like a weird
You have to be in front of
people's eyes. It's a powerful tool, but it's also a powerful tool.
Right. I just have like maybe 2 or 3 more questions, and we're gonna wrap it up. But top 5 artists that you look up to.
Coldplay.
Wow. Okay.
Rihanna. Karen Clark Sheard.
Say that again?
Karen Clark Sheard. She's a really, really big gospel artist.
Okay. I'll have to look her up.
And these are 5 artists that I love or I look up to.
Both.
Okay, so keep those 3. Beyonce.
Yeah.
And Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
chose
list.
those. I chose those artists because they are all at the top of the
What
game.
they do.
What they do.
Facts.
There will ever only be one Beyonce, one Celine, one Coldplay, one Karen Clark Sheard, and one Rihanna.
I gotta look her up.
Outside of music, they all have their hands in so much. The community, into fashion, into liquors, into other businesses. And that excites me because that is what I ultimately one day would love to
just get your hands in a bunch of stuff.
a bunch of shit. But also I am a huge fan of the music that they create.
Okay.
They each have inspired me in different ways that I'm just really, really, really grateful for.
Yeah.
And out of all 5 of those artists, I've met one.
Who would that be?
Karen Clark Sheard. But it's okay because I'm about to meet the rest of them.
That's a fact.
Honorary mention, John Bellion.
Really?
Yeah, I love
Holy
John.
shit.
Yeah, I love John.
Yo, that might be the first time I've ever heard someone else be like, yo, John Bellion.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
When I think of who I am creatively, we are very similar. Like, we love to play with sounds and our voices and kind of push the needle a little bit. And that's why I was just so full when I got All Time Low, because I'm like, bro, y'all, that ignited something in me. Like that's forever my shit now. I mean, it's his song, but like that's it. I love John. I love Charlie Puth. I love artists that just go the extra mile. And, you know?
Man, The Wonder Years by John Bellion. You know that song?
What?
Blowing bubbles in the yard. That shit's fire, bro.
Give me that whole album. Wait. This is the end. Give me that whole album, actually.
Yo, that just made my day. Every person that comes on here, we're gonna ask. Our motto is.
Your motto is what makes you happy keeps you young.
Our motto is what makes you happy keeps you young. So I have to ask, what makes you happy? Happiest. What brings you the most joy in your life?
When I am surrounded by like my favorite people in the world, and there's like food, like really good food, and there's drinks, and we're just having a great time. We could be playing games, we could be dancing, we could be singing, we could be rapping, making reels, whatever. But like being in that energy with the people I love, like that is the most important thing to me in the world.
For sure.
I would rather be broke and be able to experience that all the time than to be rich and not have that at all.
Not have that at all. Word.
My love language is quality time. So like, I'm not one of those people that like for my birthday, I need you to buy me a Rolex watch or a new iPhone or we could go get some wings and sit in the car and smoke blunts and like listen to unreleased music, and like that would mean so much more to me than anything else.
Okay.
So that is what makes me the happiest, when I'm with my friends and my family and we just having a key. Like we're laughing and cutting jokes and then once you get drunker and drunker, oh, it gets better and better.
Right.
It's perfect. Outside of that, my favorite place in the world to be is like in my bedroom writing and recording. Like I feel like it's my chance to like make my shell from the world, close my door, close my blinds, set my light my candle, hit my incense, roll my blunt. It gets very much, I get to create this space that I get to create in.
Yeah.
And that's like a real spiritual, like Avatar, like AWA moment. Like, you know how they connect their braids to like the trees and flowers and fucking animals? That's what that feels like when I plug up my headphones to the interface. Like that is like that's why I love smoking when I cut.
Yeah.
And that makes me so happy.
I love that.
That was some real Aquarius shit.
When did you come out that you were gay? At what age?
Well, firstly, I hate the coming out phrase. You didn't. I'm not offended.
Okay,
but just so that the world knows. I don't really think of it as a coming out because I was already living in like foreign countries, living my life. And by the time I decided to start letting people in to my life, like I was like, well, I was already dressing like this and I was already singing and I was already traveling and I was already like living this life. This is nothing new to me. I think it's new to y'all, but like, it's not really new to me. I just decided because y'all like were just so eager to figure out like who my friends were and like who I was talking to and like y'all wanted to know so much. I remember I had a conversation with my brother and he was like, yeah, I mean, I wish I knew who you were dating, but you don't say nothing. And like we laughed it off, but I went home and I sat in that shit and I said, wow, maybe I don't let people in. Now that I do know that is an Aquarius trait too. And so I was just like, okay, well, last time I saw him, I was like, yeah, well, I have a date Saturday. I'm gonna let you know how this goes. And from there, like my relationships, I started to see like, started to blossom more. And this was all like within that same year. This was 2019, I guess you could label as that.
Oh, really?
Moment.
Okay. So late in your life.
Yeah, but it's weird because I felt like I was already living this life.
But like you said, to the outside world, you were coming out later in life.
Yeah, it happened in 2019 is when I was really like, okay. So then I just started letting people in. I started with my family and friends, but a lot of my friends like already knew it was good. So it was like, it's interesting when I talk about it, and I think that's what the whole coming out thing bothers me because I'm like, it's like I've already been doing this, but you're right, like y'all didn't know. So okay, here we go. And 2019, that was an interesting year. That was the year I was on The Voice. That was the year I met my dad.
Yeah,
that was the year. You know, I had dealt with a lot that year.
Yeah,
it was such a good year, but it was such a.
There was a lot going on.
I felt like I was getting punched.
I was just telling someone the other day. I felt like 2019 was the best year of my life. We were in Hawaii twice.
Ooh,
that was. We did so much that year. There was so much going on. But so the reason I asked that question, I have a daughter and she's 20 months old. But her mom came out.
Okay.
2 months before she was born. So in 2021, at the age of 31 years old, she came out that she was a lesbian. And she's married now. My daughter has 2 moms, which I think is amazing. They're both amazing people. So I wanted to ask you, I don't know if maybe you had any advice for me, for my daughter growing up with 2 gay parents.
You know, it's really interesting as I think about my life and I think about my peers around me. The one thing that I wish parents would see is that, like, for those of us that are gay, like, we aren't really trying to be this defiant. I mean, some people are, but we're not really trying to be this defiant thing against life.
Right.
I actually wouldn't have chosen to have dealt with some of the shit that I've dealt with in my life. But regardless of how much you want for me, I still need to ultimately make my own decision in life. So my first advice is like, as she grows, like know that her as a child, she's gonna be seeing a lot and a lot quick. And she's gonna know that life can happen different ways. Like growing up, it was like I was kind of stuck in this weird Christian mentality of like, if life wasn't this way, then I was just gonna burn. Da, 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 da. Until I went to China, which is why I feel like China has been such a transformative life in my life. I mean, a year in my life, because I got to see that life was different.
Right.
And I think that it's important for you to realize that, one, she's gonna make a decision about who she is and how she wants to express herself and how she dresses and whatever, because she has a lot of different influences. And so she's gonna be able to choose and pick what works for her.
Yeah.
I think that by the time she gets older, she won't necessarily have to deal with a lot of the like confusion I feel like I and gay guys older than me had to. She'll just know that like, okay, this is my mom, and this is my other mom, and this is my dad, and this is my other mom, and like I have an interesting situation.
Yeah, it's very
she will
interesting
also learn to love each one of y'all for like
their
own not different, their own ways. And to just trust in that.
Yeah.
I have not experienced having two moms like that.
Right.
But what I do know is that a lot of us in this LGBT community are also very passionate about having children, because we are then able to be an example in their lives.
Yeah.
I wish I had, like, I have a nephew and a niece and a little sister, but I wish I had a me when I was younger, because then I probably would have like done this a lot sooner. And then I also would have had just a different type of love. Right. And I think that it's going to be amazing to kind of watch her grow and experience all of your loves. Yeah. I'm simultaneously, you know what I mean? And just from like a father parent, just know that like, she's going to love you regardless. You know, I had a really interesting like father situation growing up. Like, I thought this guy was my dad for all my life. And then, but like, this was the guy that my mom was married to for so many years. So then like, I started calling him dad, but it was like always this like weird thing. And then I ended up meeting my fucking biological dad. Yeah. It's just like, whoa.
It's a lot.
But it's been kind of interesting getting to know my dad's side of the family, and I feel like I have so many different influences in my life, and I'm so grateful because I feel like each of them love me differently.
For sure.
And if you just remember that, I don't think you'll ever have any problems, because yes, women are very nurturing and they are mothers. They're all of that. There's nothing like the relationship with a father. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so grateful for my father now. Yeah. So trust in those two things. Know that like you're gonna love her how you love her, and they're gonna love her how they love her. Absolutely. And that might look different, but if it's rooted in love and not anything else, y'all will never have any other problems.
That's beautiful.
Y'all won't have any problems.
No, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've never been asked a question like that. No? I hope I answered.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The situation is very unique in itself. So
no, it's, I would imagine, I can, you know, it's kind of crazy because me and my mom talk about this often. Like when, and I'm going to say it in your words because everyone probably understands that better. When she came out, like, I don't know what her energy was like then, but you know, now she's married to a woman that's very much, this is who I am. Yeah. But I was sitting down having a conversation with my mom one day, and she's like, yeah, but I also wish that the LGBT community could like realize that like it's a shock for us too. And like, you know.
Oh, trust me. Yeah. I mean, I went through a lot.
Yeah.
Just to
so like there's emotions
get to where I am right
there's
now.
Probably emotions that you've experienced. She's just already had time to process those emotions and what the outcomes could look like. Yeah. You probably didn't. Well, clearly you didn't know.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Y'all were having a baby.
Yeah, exactly. But it worked out. I mean, I have the most precious daughter, I feel. I know everyone says that, but she really is amazing. And it's a true blessing. So I wouldn't have it any other way.
I love that. I think someday I would like kids.
Yeah.
I want like 2.
I always said I wanted 2, but then I like...
Nothing more than 2.
Then I like went back and I was like, I don't think I want kids. And then I had one and I was like, yo, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. So it's like, you never know. You really don't.
I love that.
Yeah. And so last thing I want to say is we are not here long enough to live unhappy. So find what makes you happy.
We see the ramifications of when people don't, when people aren't happy.
Yeah.
And we only got one life to live.
I just can't stand like when, you know, if you're at like a job or something and there's just always those people that are just fucking miserable all the time. It's like, bro, just leave and go do something else. Like, we're only here so very little bit of time. I mean, our life is the longest thing we'll ever experience, but at the same time, it's also such a short amount of time. And me personally, I never understood why people will stay in a situation that they're miserable in or unhappy. And so to me, it's just like, move on from that, find something else that does make you happy. And
but even if they don't, that's still not going to affect my happiness.
No, for sure. And that's a big thing. Like,
no shade
at all. But if you're miserable, that's cool. Leave it over there though. You know what I mean? I don't need that. I don't need that energy.
I'd rather be happy though.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously there's things that come along that can make you unhappy, but I just mean in general, like overall happiness, is within you. You just got to find it. I've spent a lot of time in my life dealing with anxiety and depression, and at the end of the day, it's really within you to find it. And it's not easy. Trust me. It reminds me of
one of my favorite songs. What if who I hope to be was always me? Shout out to Sean Bellion. And the love I had to give was awesome. People thought that up and then. Yeah, now I'm about to go listen to the album.
No, we're playing that right after this because we're going to smoke and then we're going to listen to some John Bellion.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you so much for being on here today.
Of course.
And like just chopping it up with me. This was dope. Anytime. I was really excited to do this too. Anytime. And I'm a very introverted person and I'm a little shy. So I feel like this is a challenge within itself for me.
Nah, but for sure.
I'm excited to do this.
Well, I'm glad that you asked me.
Yeah.
It's pretty special. And that's like a testament to like people trusting me and my presence and my energy. Like I appreciate it. I don't take that lightly.
Yeah. Well, so you're our first guest on our podcast. So this is big. Shout out Matt Ryan in the back. That's my guy.
Okay.
All this would not be possible if it wasn't for him. So shout out Matt and Joel, our sound guy. Love y'all.